Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Enemy MCLA. Today is the day you guys get to see all of my tattoos, and I'm going to explain all the meaning behind each and every tattoo I have. So just a brief history on why I decided to get tattoos. I've always loved tattoos growing up. I'd always catch myself looking at people with tattoos, and also growing up, my dad finally started getting his own tattoos, and he started filling up his arms, his chest, his back, his close to his neck, and I thought that was just really cool. Yeah, so I decided to get my first tattoo when I think I was 18 or 19. I think I was 19. Yeah, I just went from there. So off the top of my head, I'm not too sure the specific date or month I got these tattoos, but I'll edit the date if I can find it anywhere, like from a Facebook or Instagram post. So looking at my first tattoo, it's just the Roman numerals for my little sister's birthday. That's on my left wrist. My next one is on my right wrist. That's the Roman numeral birthday thing for my little brother. Fun fact though, they're each my half sibling, but they're not related to each other at all. My brother is from my mom's side and my sister is from my dad's side. My next tattoo, this was my first big one. This was for my sister. The clock time says 5:17, which is her birthday. I decided to go for like a shredded clock tattoo thing that was like in my body, looked like it was in my body, and you know, the skin's shredding apart and you can see all the mechanical stuff that's making the clock running and whatnot. And then just on the back side is just more gears, more shredded skin. Next tattoo, this was for my mom. It's a little bit cringy what the meaning behind it is, but I kind of had the idea of even if she passes away, her time is still going and it's floating around within space. Basically forever and beyond, you know. She'll always be with us is what I was going for. Another fun fact, this is not what the tattoo originally looked like. The first look of this tattoo, if I can find a photo, I'll post it right here. The color of it completely flooded out and it looked really bad because I was on medication, and on the tattoo waiver signing thing, they didn't have a section of like, what medication are you on? And so I never filled that out, and I didn't do my research and if I could get a tattoo if I was on this medication. And this was Accutane, which like treated my acne, and that like completely thins out your blood for a long time, even like months after you're off the medication. So I had to have like a really crappy tattoo for like a year and a half, and then I ended up getting it fixed by somebody else. Alright, next is my I don't think I got this right after, but it's from the same person as the next coming tattoos after this. It says, "As daylight dies." I kind of wanted it as the same font as the album cover, and this is an album from the band Killswitch Engage. So this is the same person that has done the "As Daylight Dies" tattoo, and yeah, we don't talk about that one. My infamous Moab tattoo, y'all should know what that's about, and the number 25, which coincidentally is not about the Moab. It's 25 has always been my favorite number, and I kind of think of that as like when I was a kid, you know, having quarters and loonies and toonies. If you're a Canadian, if you guys know what I'm talking about here, like I just feel like having quarters was like, holy shit, I'm so rich. Like I have a quarter of a dollar. I don't know. Going to the candy store and just spending these quarters. I don't know. 25 is just a good rounded number, and it's just always been my favorite. And then coincidentally, it's also the amount of kills you need for a Moab. So I guess you can tie that in with that if you guys want to. This potion tattoo. This was my first tattoo that I decided to get that day. Kind of like a spur of the moment kind of tattoo. I think I was coming back from a orthodontist appointment. I was riding my bike. I think I was bummed out that I had to keep my retainer in, or no, my expander in for like another 6 weeks. I'm like, ah, shit, that sucks. So I was like, I don't really want to go home quite yet. So I decided to bike to the next town over. I walked into a tattoo shop, and I was like, hey, is there anyone available, or is there anyone available to do a tattoo? Luckily, there's somebody there, and I just picked this out of a flash book. And what a flash book is it's just basically a pre-made tattoos. It's already drawn out, so they just put that on you, and then they tattoo it. There's not really any discussion of how you want it to look like. This is what it looks like. And this is the first tattoo that just, doesn't have any meaning. It was very spur of the moment, and yeah, it was a good memory. And this is how I found one of my more favorite tattoo artists that has continued to work on me. Third fun fact of the day: I actually always wanted a health potion tattoo, so I guess that's why I picked this. Coincidentally, he had one in his flash book. Another thing I want to add: so since this was a new tattoo artist that has started working on me, I didn't know how heavy or light-handed he was. The tattoo healed very strange to me. It was scabbing up a lot, and you'll see in the pictures here, just something about it was just not right. It just looked really weird, really strange, and I took pictures every now and then, either every day or every other day, just to document what it looks like, and see in the end that, it's all right. It'll heal just fine, or it'll heal shitty, and yeah, this is what it looks like if it heals shitty. This is what it looks like if it heals fine. There's a couple instances after this where I look back at those photos and think it's okay. It'll be okay. So after it was healed up, it got a little bit of a touch up, a little bit of color came out, but looking at this photo here, it's all good. It's all good. Next tattoo I got from spur of the moment tattoo guy. His name's Justin, by the way. Was this Moth tattoo. Again, no meaning. I guess since the potion tattoo, the rest of my tattoos really just have no meaning. I just started getting tattoos for I wouldn't say the fun of it, but just to build up my arm, because it was looking pretty empty. Started to get tattoos to look cool, whatever. Actually, this was not a flash piece. This is the first tattoo I got from Justin that I had to talk to him about. Next was my Straightedge tattoo. This one has a lot of meaning to me. Forget what I said earlier. I think after this one, the tattoos have no meaning, but this one has a lot of meaning, and I'll explain. If you guys don't know what a Straightedge is, it's someone who doesn't drink, do drugs, or smoke. I live by that lifestyle, and will continue to live by that lifestyle for the rest of my life. And this was to commemorate my devotion to doing that, and if I ever go down the wrong path, or think about going down the wrong path, I can just check this out and be like, that's not who you are, don't do that. Yeah, live a good life, live a good healthy life. There's a certain person that says that's really shitty, and that really hurt my feelings, to be honest. Anyways, so yeah, it's just a beer bottle broken in half with the word Straightedge on top and below it. Kind of forget why I decided to get a broken beer bottle. I guess to symbolize, like, I don't need that shit. Get that shit out of my face. Next, this is the biggest piece I've gotten from Justin. It's a Grim Reaper, and we did this in 2 sessions. The first one was just the lining and the shading with the black, and then the second session was to add color. And actually, after the first session, I'm like, this looks really cool with just black and gray. I was thinking about just leaving it like that, and then yeah, no, I came in for the second session. I was like, yeah, add some color, and it really made it pop and look cool. Actually, looking at this picture now, I might need to get some touch-ups, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't really see it a lot, so whatever. I kind of like when tattoos heal and get old. It looks cool. The fresh 1 day, 2 day look is cool too, but like, I really like when it's just really part of your skin. All right, so this dagger here, This was my first tattoo I got at a tattoo convention. It is also by Justin. Went there last year. I was like, oh, I really want to get something, and I didn't really want to trust any random person, so I'm like, oh, hey, Justin, I see you. Mind doing this for me? And yeah, so he did a little dagger. All right, let's go back a little bit because I'm missing a couple here. This little one sneaking around my clock. This is for my grandma. This is her birthday, June 10th, and that's just to commemorate my grandma, who is sadly no longer with us. So I feel like I'm missing. Oh yeah. So I think this is my last tattoo I've gotten from Justin. It says Sempiternal, and that's a album name by the band Bring Me the Horizon. So now I'm just gonna show off a couple full arm pictures. This is what it looks like when I have my arm like rested down. You can see the whole arm. I do have some stars and dots and the card suits kind of around just as a filler tattoo. Fill in some of that empty space. So moving on to my right arm, I realize now while I'm doing this is not in chronological order because I'm showing my arms first and then I'll show my legs. This is my first tattoo I got on my right arm. It is a snake with a dagger going through its head, and this is the first tattoo I've gotten from someone named Garrett, who is basically a traveling artist. He goes around from shop to shop and regularly comes back to the town I'm close by, and I see him every now and then. So yeah, this is a flash piece. All of Garrett's pieces I have are flash pieces, and yeah, I love it. It does look a little bit goofy because of the lighting, but it is better than showing kind of a dark photo. So next piece is also by Garrett. Again, it looks a little reflecty, whatever, because of the lighting, and you can kind of see my farmer's tan. This is a plague doctor holding a lamp. Nothing much to say about that, just a tattoo that looks pretty cool. Another flash piece. Alright, so that finishes my right arm. This is on my foot. Didn't want to show the entire foot because Angel has to donate me $50 to get my full foot picture. Toes are not included, and this is just a snake with some wings on my right foot. This was also from last year at the tattoo convention. We ended up going for the second day. We were there for like hours and hours, and it was like an hour and a half to closing. I was like, oh fuck, I really want to get one last tattoo. So I rushed around, and I remember like, hey, this person was cool. Let's go to this person. And then I was like, can you do a foot tattoo? Can you do a foot tattoo real quick? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck yeah. And then yeah, so we did this, and to this day, this is the most painful tattoo that I have. This only lasted about 45 minutes or so, maybe 35 minutes, I forget. But that was so goddamn fucking painful. The whole time I just wanted to kick her right in the face, and whoo, man, I do not want to go through that again. This is my latest tattoo. It's on my right shin, and it's just of a really wicked looking wolf. Don't mind my very hairy legs because I'm very manly. On my left leg, this was my very first leg tattoo. It is a crow that's holding like a pendant of a Mangekyo Sharingan. I forget what anime. I think it's like from One Piece or Bleach or something. I don't know. It's I watched like one episode. I'm like, whoa, that was a really good Attack on Titan episode. So I decided to get this Mangekyo Sharingan or whatever on me. So yeah, good tattoo. This is also by like a artist that lives in Portland, Oregon. He comes down around town a couple times a year. So this was the first time he's ever tattooed me. So this was, let's see, this was 3 years ago. Never been touched up, doesn't need to be. Oh yeah, okay. Forget everything I said about the rest of my tattoos are non-meaningful, because this is probably my second most meaningful tattoo. Arguably my first. So this tattoo is about my my late grandparents. The clock is about my grandfather. Funny enough, it's a grandfather clock, which really ties in. But why I really wanted it to be a clock was that he was a huge clock collector. No joke, he had hundreds, possibly over 1,000 clocks in the basement. I remember at my grandparents' house, and it was just so amazing to look at. And the time on it says 1:29. Yes, 1:29, because my grandmother passed away December 1st, and my grandfather passed away December 29th, so 1:29. It was the best way to fit both their times of death on the clock. On the side of that is a rose, and that's about my grandma, because, sorry, the rose is for her, because she used to win like best rose garden in town contests, and she was known for roses in her garden. And yeah, so tie the two together, got a clock and a rose, and it's a perfect tattoo for my grandparents. And the last tattoo, if I can find it, is this deer on my knee. And yeah, not much explaining. Kind of always wanted a deer tattoo, and placed it on my knee because I always wanted to get a knee tattoo. So put one and one together, you get two. Get a deer knee tattoo. It definitely needs to get touched up. I don't think I have quite the angle to see the area that has been damaged, but directly on the knee, you can kind of see it on the side there. The lines are very faded, because like at work, I try to avoid at work like going down on my knee. Even like working now, I guess the more and more I go down on my knees and stock fucking yogurt on the shelf, it just, you know, dries out the skin a lot and eventually fades it. So that was last year. Oh, I should mention the my grandparent tattoos were 2 years ago, and all the tattoos on my left leg are done by Chris, who comes from Portland, Oregon. Every late spring and early fall. So I always see him in the fall area in September. So actually that's coming up. So I think I'm gonna go see him again and get some areas filled in, and kind of start tying these together. So that's all the tattoos I have as of August 21st, 2019. If you guys have any further questions, let me know in the comments. I'll gladly answer them. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't know what gameplay I put over this, but hopefully y'all enjoyed that too. This has gone longer than I expected, but I think I did a pretty good job here. No script, all natural. Yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Peace.